Today, we're going to go over some basic self-defense Hapkido techniques. To start with, there are three basic falls to learn. We have the front fall, and that's from a kneeling position. And then we go on to the side and the back fall, and they're both from sitting positions. Now, we first need to learn these basics before we can progress and learn the full rolls and the full falls themselves. And we have to do this by a step-by-step basis. So, how do we learn them? Well, let's go ahead and show you. The front fall from a kneeling position. The front fall, what we need to do to start with is we need to get onto our knees. And all we're going to be doing is sitting just in a nice, comfortable, relaxed position, shoulder widths apart. Our knees are shoulder widths apart. Now, what I'm going to do to start with, I'm going to show you the actual fall, what we're going to be doing. And then from there, then we'll actually then explain and go through and show you how we do it. So, the front fall. So that is the actual front fall from a kneeling position. So what did I just do then? So how do we learn this? Well, to start with, what we need to do is we just need to get into the sitting position. And the first phase that we do is all I want to do is I am just making a triangle with my thumb and my forefinger in front of my face. And my hands are open. And all I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to go down and put it in front of me. And this is where I need to make sure that when I'm putting it in front of me, I'm putting it in front of me so when I come down, my face is just at the same position as this triangle. So, I have the triangle in front of myself, and what I'm going to do is as I come down, I'm going to land, and when I'm landing with my palm and my forearm all at the same time. It lands all at the same time on my left and my right hand. And while I'm doing that, I'm having this triangle in front of myself. So I'm just coming down and putting it down like so. And that's what happens with the actual hands. Now, the other thing we need to make sure of is what happens with the face. The last thing I want to do is come down and put my face straight into the floor and hurt and damage my face or my nose. So when we're coming down, as we're coming down with our hands, we're going to turn our head at that last second. So we're coming down and I turn at that last second. I'm looking, and at the last second I turn my head so it goes to the side. Because if unfortunately for whatever reason I keep going, I'm just going to land the side of my head, which I will cause less damage on the side of my head than on my front of the head. So from here, my hands are up, and I'm just going to come down like so, and head to the side. If I turned it back to the center, my face would be directly where the triangle is, but it's to the side. So what we need to do, we need to practice that a few times to get comfortable. So we're just sitting in a nice comfortable position. My feet are on the balls of my feet, and all I'm doing, as I said, I'm just going forward and back up again. So you want to practice that to start with, and once you're comfortable with that, then the next stage of this fall is we're going to use our hands. And this time with our hand, instead of having the triangle in front of ourselves, what I want to do, I need to have my hands crossed. And my hands are crossed with my palms facing towards me. And this time what I'm going to do is as I fall forwards, I'm coming, and at the last, I'm coming down and putting my hands down and then turning my head to the side and back up. So I'm coming down, as I'm coming down, my hands are opening out, they're coming down, the triangle is in the middle, my palms are open, my fingers are all open, and I'm landing on my palms and my forearms, and my head though goes to the side. like this. And back up again. And back up again. Now the other thing you want to make sure when you're doing this is you're actually hitting the floor. Because what I'm trying to do is when we come later on to falls from a higher distance when we're standing up, all our body weight and our energy is going down into one place. What I'm trying to do here is disperse that weight and all that energy through my arms and my body. So as I'm coming down, I'm hitting the floor all at the same time as I'm turning my head. And what will happen with this is all the weight and all the energy will be dispersed over a larger area, i.e. my palms and my hands, rather than if I just landed on my palms. That's a much smaller area and I've got a much more higher chance of breaking my wrists or breaking my arms or injuring myself. So we're doing this, we're landing and we're hitting, we're slapping down to disperse all the energy and our weight across our arms, which will then enable us to not hurt ourselves. So one more time, hands are crossed facing towards us, and we just lean forwards and come down and back up again and back up again. So that is the basics to start with of the front fall. All we're doing, we're just learning the actual movement of the hands. We're starting off with the triangle coming down, we're changing them to the front palm facing, and the other most important thing when we're landing, we're turning our head to the side. And that is the basics to start with for the front fall from a kneeling position. Below is a link somewhere in this bottom left hand corner or maybe the top for the next video on the front fall from a standing position. So you can go and learn and practice it for yourselves. Why not go and check it out? As always, until the next time, Gam Sa Hae Ni.